Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview April 5th on Tuesday, 2016. Traders, great to be with you. This is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, if you would come visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Again, traders, great to be with you. Have a lot to talk about today. Got some data to talk about that's coming out in a couple of hours. I think it's going to be a little mover for us in Asia and what's happening later in the day. And of course, we have our 6 currency pairs as usual that we'll review and look at some trade plans that I put together for today. Traders, for those of you who do not know me, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006. 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Never been here before, basically on the other side of the world. Came to Asia. Well, traders, next week, I will be celebrating my 8th year here in Thailand, completion of my 8th year, and absolutely loving it, trading Forex every day. So how do I trade? Well, what I do is I listen to fundamentals all the time. I'm always listening to fundamentals, not necessarily reacting to fundamentals, but I'm listening to fundamentals. I need to know what's happening around the world, right? We're macro traders. We trade the globe. We just don't trade a currency pair. So we need to know what's going on. So if I wasn't listening today, I was listening today earlier in Asia, Kuroda has been speaking, the finance minister of Japan. So that's very interesting that he's talking. He's been talking a lot. And we're expecting Abe to speak sometime in the Asia session also. So that's why it's important that you listen to fundamentals. That's just an example. And the next thing I do is I'm a technician. I love diagnosing charts. And I love reading candlestick patterns, price action, price structure, price failure, support, resistance. And I do use Fibonacci a lot. I do use 3 moving averages on my charts, which you'll see. And that's a 200 exponential moving average, a 55 moving average, and a 10 moving average. And I do that to give me a little bit of direction and confirmation. EMAs, I know, are lagging. However, if you look at them as a indicator of, if they're all tangled together like spaghetti, it's not a trade you want to be in. But if they have nice anchor on separation, it just gives you a little confirmation on your trade. You can go to variable time frames to find that out. So what I do is I put all that together and I come up with a trade plan. Then I trade my trade plan, and it either works or it doesn't work. And up early in the morning, bed late at night. Nice thing is modern technology, I don't have to be sitting in front of my computers all the time. However, I will tell you that when I make my entries are done always on my main computer. I do not make entries while I'm on an iPad or my iPhone. I'll take off, I'll add to, but I will not make a new trade while I'm not at my computer. All right, that's a little bit about myself. Let's get the risk disclaimer out here, get the lawyers happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Do not be trading your rent or mortgage. Not a good idea. Get a demo account. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Meaning, if you're on a demo account, you go to a live account, you will see a change in your trading. Because unfortunately, you'll be focused on that profit loss box instead of your charts. Happens to all of us, trust me. All right, let's move on to some news and commentary. Let's take a look at what's going on today. We have the big data coming out later today in the Asia session, as we have the Aussie has its RBA rate statement and interest rate decision comes out late in Asia. So just be aware of that. There was some minor Japan, no, Nothing really going on. New Zealand, that was really minor. ANZ Commodity Price Index, really nothing there as far as that goes. What do we got? Wow, not a lot today, folks. A lot of medium impact. Got a lot of PMIs coming out. German services PMI, French services PMI, Italian services PMI, all medium impact news events. However, during the during the London session, we have services PMI out of the Great British Pound. That is a high impact news. So keep an eye on that. We get into the New York session, and all we have is low impact, and that is red book. So nothing really. We have ISN non-manufacturing employment for March, market composite PMI. Those are medium impact out of the U.S., and we have ISM non-manufacturing PMI, which is a high impact news event, and that will be at 9 a.m. 10 a.m. on Wall Street, and that'll be 2100 hours in Bangkok, Thailand time. So that will keep us on our toes today. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. How did we close yesterday? A little different from yesterday's markets, that's for sure. The Dow 30 closed negative 0.31%. The S&P 500 closed negative 0.32%, with the NASDAQ closing negative 0.46%, and the small cap 2000 negative 0.82%. Let's head on over to the Eurozone. The DAX closed positive 0.28%. The FTSE 100 closed positive 0.30%, with the CAC 40 in Paris closing positive 0.53%. And the Eurostoxx 50 also positive 0.13%. Traders, let's come on over to Asia, my side of the world. Remember, these countries are currently trading. The Nikkei 225, which is currently trading, is negative 1.56%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is currently negative 1.03%. About 3 hours before the big data comes out for them. The China A50 out of Shanghai has not opened yet, but they closed yesterday positive 0.46%. The Hang Seng out of Hong Kong also was not open yet, and they closed negative yesterday at 1.34%, and they should be opening in about 15 minutes. The Kospi out of Seoul, which is currently trading, is negative 0.64%. So that's what's going on our economic calendar and our markets as we look forward to our day ahead. All right, let's commentary. I think we're going to get some good price movement. I think we have some good trade plans. A lot of our trade plans worked yesterday. Entries were hard. You really had to be making your entries on your own. A lot of trades didn't come to where we wanted them to. However, they did come to our take profit area. So you had to make your entries on your own. And I think we have a lot of continuation of that today. So let's get started with the euro dollar. Okay, so yes, this is the same chart as yesterday, traders. There's nothing new here. We're waiting for the same reaction from yesterday. Yesterday's worked. If you take a look, yesterday's trade worked. It came very close to the R1, or it is close to the R1, and came all the way down. Didn't make it to the 200 exponential moving average where we wanted to take profit, but you could have made some profit there depending on where you entered. If you waited for that 55 retest, you made some pips there. However, now we're back up at resistance at the 61.8. So we're just going to hang here and see if we can get above that. And again, we'd like to get up to that 14-18 area again. I'm looking at the same trade plan, and I'm looking for this thing to give us a pop up here and then take it to the downside. However, if it doesn't happen, we can go back to the trade like yesterday, wait for it to close from the 55 in the daily pivot point, a retest and enter short. And hopefully at this time, it'll make it down to that 1343 area, which is the 200 exponential moving average as marked on the chart with the green line. So that's what's going on with the euro. Pretty simple trade. We're just looking for a pullback to more higher resistance, on a higher resistance level, and we'll take it short. All right, let's take a look at the pound. Pound really didn't do a lot of movement. Snapped up a little bit yesterday. Didn't give us exactly what we were looking for. So I'm waiting for this to clear this Forex junk. We call it Forex junk. If you look left of the chart, it's in this range. New York brought it up, and hopefully this will come back down. I wanted to break this daily pivot point. I'd love to get in this at 1.4244, get a retest, bearish candlestick formation, and let's sell this and we're going to get out at support as marked on the chart at 1.4177. And yes, I am bearish on the pound dollar. I am bearish on the pound dollar. I'm looking at dollar strength at the moment, and I think that's what we have. So we'll just keep looking at it. All right, let's take a look at our Aussie dollar. Remember, we have data coming out today, so I don't think they're expected to make any changes as far as their interest rate goes. It's the rate statement that is going to be causing us some volatility in this pair. Unfortunately, it's coming out very late. It's coming out at 11 a.m. Bangkok time, which will be midnight on Wall Street. So I was not able to wait for that data to come out before I made this slide. This wouldn't have made it into YouTube in time. So, the chart is bearish, right? We have a nice bearish chart if you look at this spatially. So we're looking for this pullback. We want this pullback up to this daily pivot point. We sure don't want to trade this from here, right? We don't want to take the sell trade from here. We're trading right into the S1 pivot. So we want this to pull back, and we'd love to enter this at 0.7616. And we'll take profit at the S1 pivot at 0.7575. The Aussie's good about pullbacks. However, I would not do anything until the interest rate decision and the rate statement is out. And like I said, that's going to be midnight on Wall Street, and that's 11 a.m. Bangkok, Thailand time. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. This is really one of my favorite pairs to trade. I really enjoy this pair because it trades well. And this isn't a surprise, folks, that we're seeing this up move here, even though if you look at the daily chart and you look at this chart, this is a bearish pair, very bearish in the Euro Aussie. However, this doesn't surprise me that we received this bounce last week off the 200 exponential moving average. And I even said, don't be surprised if this just continues to the upside. And that's exactly what it's done. And we are at a great spot here. We're at the all-one. We need some bearish candles, though. We need some dojis. We need, maybe a hangman. We want to see some bearishness and then a nice engulfing bearish candle to enter this. And I'd love to get in this at 1.5016, 5016. And we have two exit points. One, you can get out at this daily pivot, also the 55 exponential moving average at 1.4920. And if it just goes through that, you could get out at the 200 exponential moving average at 1.4868. So we have two exits on this trade today, depending on how price works. I do think we're going to get a bounce at the daily pivot. There's probably a good chance I would probably exit or at least scale 3/4 of my position at that point. All right, let's take a look at the yen pair. Here's the euro yen. The yen is really strong lately. And like I said, Kuroda spoke today. Abby did make a short statement. And we are, it's not listed on the economic calendar, but my newsfeed is expecting him to make a comment again sometime during Asia. So, this euro yen is bearish. Yesterday's trade, by the way, did work, and it did pull back. So we're waiting for the same here. We want this to pull back up to that daily pivot point. Really simple trade. Get 126.79. And let's get a bearish candle and let's sell this. I don't necessarily think we need to get a retest and all that. I think if we can get up to that area and get a bearish candlestick, we need to just take the trade. Why? Well, we got resistance just above the daily pivot. Well, we got the 55, and if you look just above that, look left to the chart, that's a nice resistance line there, and that looks to be like at 127.10. If you look at that price area, 12700 psychological area, right? So we got plenty of resistance, and then of course you got the 200 exponential moving average. So we have plenty of resistance for this to go to the downside. So we just have to wait for our entry and be patient. But I think we have a nice trade set up here. We can make some nice pips. All right, let's take a look at our New Zealand dollar. Sort of, kind of, maybe. Little sluggish. It is bearish. Continues to be bearish. And we're just waiting again for the pullback to the daily pivot. Look at that confluence. Huh? We have a 55 exponential moving average. We have a 200 exponential moving average and a daily pivot, all at the same price. And we'd love to enter this trade at 0.6842. and we'll take and get out of this trade at the S2 reversal pivot point at 0.6733. Really nice trade. If we can get this to pop up and then we can sell this in London, that would be an awesome trade, and even into New York. So we might have to wait for like London lunch to get into this trade, but this looks like a really nice, healthy trade for us. So we'll keep an eye on that. Traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. And it is April 5th, 2016 on a Tuesday. Traders, enjoy your trading day. Please come visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard. And traders, will catch you in about 24 hours. Take care now. See you next time.